All right, welcome back to the Covering the Bases Omaha edition. I'm joined by Locked On Razorbacks podcast contributor Andrew Ellis. Andrew, we're here in Omaha. It's the College World Series. How much fun is it to be here?
I mean, you couldn't ask for better, man. As a baseball guy, as a sports guy, as a hog guy, I mean, there's no better spot to be. It's a familiar place, but the goal is still the same, and there's a lot of excitement here.
Yeah, so Arkansas obviously playing LSU tomorrow night, a big-time matchup. We've talked about it all day. Before we get to that matchup, I want to go back to last weekend. Hogs kind of dominate the Volunteers, which I don't know if many people expected. Did you expect that?
I don't know if I expected, especially game 2 that kind of got away from Tennessee there. I don't know if I expected that. Game 1 was about how I expected this series to go. I mean, 4-3, really close, came down to the wire. Looked like for a second it was shaping up to be a pretty tough loss for Arkansas there. They find a way to get that done. Really good performance from Zach Root. I think this Razorback team played really loose in that game too. You could tell the pressure shifted to the Tennessee dugout. And I think this Razorback team playing at home, playing in front of their home fan base, it's exciting, but there's also a lot of pressure that comes with it. I think you saw that pressure ease up a little bit in game 2, and it was reflected in the field.
How much pressure do you think will be on the team in tomorrow night's game against LSU?
I mean, it's massive. I mean, anytime you're on this field, in this city, on this stage, there's a lot of pressure that comes with it. Everyone knows what the goal is. Everyone knows what's missing from Dave Van Horn's trophy case. There's a lot of pressure on both of these teams. I think both teams know they've got their hands full. I mean, Arkansas and LSU have faced before. We know how talented these squads are. And everyone kind of seems to believe whoever wins Saturday night is the odds-on favorite to win the national title. That would certainly be the case for Arkansas or LSU, and so I think a lot of people have their eyeballs on this one.
And why do you think it does feel like that? I mean, I've been covering the Hogs my entire life and following them, but this feels like the biggest round 1 game in the College World Series. Why do you think that is?
Well, it's rare, the way that it played out. I mean, Arkansas's number 3, LSU's number 6. It makes sense that they're playing, but you don't have Texas, the number 2 seed. You don't have Vanderbilt, the number 1 overall seed. Some of these top teams missing, a lot of the more talented teams in the country not being here adds to that. And so I think a lot of people look at Arkansas and LSU and say, these are the 2 most talented squads here. And it's rare, like you say, that we see that matchup in round 1 like this. And so it just kind of played out that way. I know there's a lot of Hog fans who would probably rather face just about anyone else than LSU. That's a pretty tough matchup for either side. But I say bring it on, man. I think it's going to bring this Razorback team, or whoever wins tomorrow night's game, it's going to bring them a lot of confidence knowing they may have gotten rid of their toughest competition early on.
Yeah, and that was something Zach Root talked about last night or yesterday, talking about we knew we were going to have to face LSU at some point. We're okay with it being this first game, kind of get them out of the way type of perspective. Okay, so you mentioned that Arkansas, LSU, they played early on this season, LSU taking 2 out of 3 against the Razorbacks. What did you notice from that series? I know it was a month ago, but that series kind of leading into tomorrow night's game.
I think one that Hog fans remember is that Saturday game that really got away from Arkansas. Gage Wood didn't have his best stuff. Arkansas ends up getting run ruled. I believe it's the only time all year Arkansas's been run ruled. It happened in Baton Rouge, and so that's certainly one that stings with you and sticks with you over the years. And we'll see how this Arkansas team responds. But I think back to that game 1 Friday night, you had Cade Anderson, the big left-hander for LSU, Zach Root, big left-hander for Arkansas, 2 of the best arms in the country, similar to what we saw last week with Liam Doyle. That was a really close game that got decided in the 10th inning. I think tomorrow night's game is going to shape up pretty similar to that. Not a ton of separation, 2 really good arms on the mound, 2 offenses that can make you pay, but they've got their hands full with the arms they're going to have to face tomorrow.
Yeah, when you look at the College World Series field, obviously LSU and Arkansas kind of the odds-on favorite to win it all. Besides LSU, who scares you the most? Which team here scares you the most that you don't want Arkansas to face?
I mean, they're not on this side of the bracket, but hard to look past Oregon State, right? I mean, how poetic would that be? Arkansas facing Oregon State in the finals, a rematch of 2018. I feel like it's been a common theme of this postseason, Arkansas getting to kind of vanquish those demons from the past. I mean, LSU's a team that eliminated Arkansas in Rosenblatt Stadium in 2009. They beat them earlier this year. Tennessee was the national champs. You got to knock that one off. You get past the regional round. What better way to finish this story than to face Oregon State in the finals? I know there's a lot of Hog fans who would be excited, but also very nervous about that proposition.
Yeah, that would certainly be exciting. Okay, prediction time. Does Arkansas take down LSU? And what do you think if they do? Do they win it all?
I think there's I think there's more pressure on LSU in tomorrow's game. Not that LSU doesn't have a ton of pitching. I mean, all these teams, you'll do whatever you got to do to win. But I think if you look at Arkansas, there's a little bit longer list of arms that they really trust. Not that you want to be in a situation where you have to win 4 straight, but I think Arkansas maybe would be equipped to do that. I don't know if I could say the same about LSU. They have 5 really good arms. Outside of that, they don't really trust a ton of guys. So I think if Arkansas is able to knock these guys off on Saturday, I would favor Arkansas, of course. They'd be in a good spot to advance to the final series. Series. I think whoever wins Saturday night wins the national title. That's just my opinion. Of course, we'll see how if it plays out that way. But I like Arkansas to win Saturday night, and I don't think LSU has the pitching to win 4 straight games. But I have no doubt that whoever wins Saturday, you're going to have to do it again. You're going to have to face that same team again.
Yeah, mega big game tomorrow night, Arkansas and LSU, the first game of the College World Series. Doesn't get much bigger than that. Doesn't get much bigger than Andrew Ellis, Locked On Razorbacks podcast contributor. Andrew, thanks for taking the time. Tyler, we'll send things back to you.